Animals in Nature, Honeybee Dance in the Busy Hive. In the heart of a lush, sun-dappled meadow bloomed thousands of vibrant flowers. Amidst this floral paradise hummed a bustling hive, home to an industrious colony of honeybees. These tiny yet mighty creatures were tirelessly collecting nectar and pollen from the blossoms around them. One particular worker bee named Buzz began her day early, eager to gather as much nectar as possible for the hive. She ventured out from the safety of the hive and landed on a bright yellow flower. Proboscis extended to sip the sweet liquid inside. Upon returning to the hive, Buzz couldn't help but share the exciting news with her fellow workers. She began waggling her abdomen rhythmically, in a dance unlike any other seen within the hive before. Intrigued by the strange movements of their friend, the other worker bees gathered around Buzz to observe her waggling dance more closely. Buzz's movements held a hidden message, the location of a particularly bountiful flower patch nearby. As the other worker bees deciphered the dance's meaning, they took off in a swarming cloud, following Buzz towards the source of her excitement. Their goal was simple: to collect as much nectar and pollen as possible for their hive. Upon reaching the flower patch, the bees dove into action. They buzzed among the blossoms, gathering nectar and pollen to bring back to their hive. Meanwhile, a hummingbird darted by, taking a sip from one of the flowers, before moving on. The hummingbird's visits to the flowers helped pollinate them further, ensuring more and more blossoms for the bees to collect nectar from. Once the bees had gathered enough nectar and pollen, they returned to the hive in a steady stream. The inside of the hive buzzed with activity as each worker bee unloaded their precious cargo into storage cells. With the hive buzzing with energy, it was time for the queen bee to lay new eggs. The worker bees carefully tended to the young ones, ensuring their health and growth. As the sun dipped below the horizon and cast long shadows across the meadow, the honeybees settled in for the night. They buzzed softly inside their hive, content with a day well spent gathering nectar and pollen. One by one, the worker bees slept soundly, their bodies filled with sweet nectar, and their hearts content. The hive hummed softly as they dreamt of the adventures that awaited them when the sun rose again. Honeybee Dance in the Busy Hive is a tale that beautifully explores the relationship between bees and flowers. The children will learn about how honeybees collect nectar, do waggle dances to share flower locations, and why both flowers and bees depend on each other for survival.